There will be no more tweets from Donald Trump. Twitter on Friday night suspending his account permanently, saying the decision was taken due to the risk of further incitement of violence. Trump had 88 million followers and said he used his account to go around the mainstream media to get his message out. But he was increasingly tweeting or retweeting misleading or false information, sometimes even disproven conspiracy theories.
This is a very big deal. I will say it's had a sense of inevitability. Remember, Twitter did temporarily suspend his account back on the 2 days ago when the violent mob marched on the Capitol, and they required him to delete 2 tweets, and then they reinstated him and he made a few more tweets. But if you remember when they said that, they said further violations may result in permanent suspension, or language to that effect.
In the halls of Congress, calls are growing for Trump to be impeached. A group of Democrats has circulated the draft of the articles of impeachment against Trump that is expected to be taken up in the House as soon as Monday. It accuses Trump of high crimes and misdemeanors by inciting an insurrection, and says Trump has demonstrated he will remain a threat if allowed to stay in office. The White House called the articles of impeachment politically motivated and will only further divide America.
He must be removed from office.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, who has said if Trump doesn't resign, she'll move forward with impeachment, is said to have yet to sign off on the final wording of the impeachment language. In a letter to her congressional colleagues on Friday, Pelosi called Trump unhinged and said she spoke to a top military commander about ensuring Trump's access to the nuclear codes was limited in his final days in office so he couldn't launch a nuclear war. With only 11 days left in Trump's presidency, it's unclear if that will be enough time for Congress to vote on impeachment. Yet Trump is facing the prospect of being the first president in U.S. history to be impeached twice.
In already less than 48 hours, we have over 150 co-authors of this article of impeachment, and that does show, I think, very strong momentum. We also have the fact that multiple people died in this attempted coup, and it's something we can't just ignore.
Pressure on Trump to step down is also gaining steam. The latest call comes from Republican Lisa Murkowski, a senator from Alaska, who told a local newspaper the president is no longer fit to serve out the end of his term. On Friday, President-elect Joe Biden announced the final group of his cabinet secretary picks and said fighting the pandemic and creating jobs remains his top priority. When asked if Trump should be removed from office, he said this.
I've had a number of my Republican colleagues, former colleagues, I used to serve in the Senate for a long time, call me. Many of them are as outraged and disappointed and embarrassed and mortified by the president's conduct as I am, and Democrats are.
As for the rioters that set off the crisis, several were arrested on Friday, including this man, Richard Barnett, seen here in a widely circulated photo sitting at Nancy Pelosi's desk. The Department of Justice has issued 13 federal indictments related to the rioting, and more arrests are expected in the coming days. Trump tweeted from his official presidential account hours after his personal account was taken down. He said Twitter was trying to ban free speech and silence not only him, but also his supporters. Minutes later, those tweets were also taken down by the social media giant. Gabriel Elizondo, Al Jazeera, Washington.